Alright guys, it's about time I got around to this review, because the truth is, I saw this movie like over a week and a half ago. So if I'm being completely honest, my memory of this film might be a little foggy. But in any case, let's go. First Man. So First Man is directed by Damien Chazelle. He directed Whiplash and La La Land, two fantastic movies. And he helped write 10 Cloverfield Lane, my favorite movie of 2016. The guy's got a pretty solid batting average, so I was definitely looking forward to this movie. First Man is the story of Neil Armstrong, played in this movie, of course, by Ryan Gosling, and his path to becoming the first man to walk on the moon back in the 60s. Yeah, it's back in the space race, US versus Russia. Alright, first off, what I liked in the movie. The acting, of course, was really good, and we got a great cast here. I mean, Ryan Gosling, of course, he's a really good actor, although he spends a lot of the movie not showcasing much emotion, which he is good at doing, you know, he's good at being that stoic face. I mean, hell, he did a lot of that in Blade Runner 2049, and I thought he killed it in that movie. So you let it slide because you know he's just processing shit in his head. He's an astronaut, you know, he's a scientist. Claire Foy plays his wife, and she's also pretty good, although she does overdo it in a couple of scenes. She does bring the emotion to the film because she tells her husband, she's like, look, there is a chance that if you go off on this space mission, you might not come back home to your kids. That was a pretty likely possibility back then. And here was Neil Armstrong not willing to sit down and talk about it. They had a good dynamic is what I'm trying to say. The thing is though, that Claire Foy is not in this film as much as some of the other great actors in this roster, which begs the question why her name is on the poster instead of Kerrion Hines, Jason Clarke, Kyle Chandler. I'm thinking one of their names should have been on the poster instead, because their roles are more prominent in this film. I'm just saying. But cards on the table, I'm just gonna be completely transparent here. I was not a huge fan of this movie. The worst offender in my opinion was the editing. I thought the editing in this movie was shit. Which is weird because Damien Chazelle's using his same editor that he used in La La Land and Whiplash. I don't know, they just decided to go a different direction this time around. I didn't like the editing because the entire movie seemed like it was taking place in the background. Like nothing seemed prominent. I was just getting that vibe. I don't know if I'm the only one here. But like a good example of what I'm trying to say is, you remember back in the first Hunger Games movie, directed by Gary Ross? Every now and then there'd be these quick cuts to things that are going on in the background to give a sense of environment, and I thought it was really cool that it would happen every now and then. It was like, oh, here's what's going on, here's the vibe of the place. This entire movie feels like it's being shot like that. Like we have a conversation between two people, it's like they're in the background and we're zoomed in on them, but we're seeing them from a distance. It felt like that for a lot of the movie. How about some close-ups, some over-the-shoulder shots, make us feel like we're there with them, not watching them from way back here. That was like the thing I liked the least about this movie. And the visual effects, the space scenes, yeah, sure, they were done very well, but really this all comes down to a matter of personal preference. See, I like the realism of a space mission in a movie. Like that movie Gravity, I thought it was awesome. That movie was like as realistic as you could get given the absurd premise, but the way it was shot and handled and like the visual effects, I thought they were all top notch. That's why it won the Oscar for best visual effects that year. This movie handled the visual effects in a pretty similar manner except for one big difference, and that is, again, the way it was shot. Gravity focused on them being out in space, and so the camera was out in space watching them in a very smooth like shot. This movie did the exact opposite, and I did not like it. This shuttle is going up into space, it's launching, and it's all shaky, and so the camera is like right close in on their face inside the capsule, and you don't see a damn thing. You see like the outline of the window as the blue sky outside turns black, which is a neat effect, and again, it's a matter of personal preference. If you like that adds to the real effect of the movie, then fine, that will work for you. I personally didn't like it because I couldn't tell what the hell was going on. However, when they finally land on the moon, it was awesome. Yeah, the moon landing scene isn't till like the end of the movie, but I knew that Damien Chazelle knew that he had to get this scene right. I thought he did it masterfully. The visual effects, the whole vibe, I'm not gonna spoil what it was like, but I just thought it was very well done. The set, the sound, the emotion, the music. Justin Hurwitz did the score for this film. He also did the music for Whiplash and La La Land. He's pretty much Damien Chazelle's guy. And it was really good, actually, from what I remember. I'm not gonna get it, but it fit the movie really well. What can I say? I don't remember it being bad at all. So in the end, First Man, I was not expecting to dislike this movie as much as I did. I mean, it's Damien freaking Chazelle, but I guess you can't win them all. Like I said, the acting was really good, the visual effects were great, the score was good, but I just thought this movie took a major hit with the editing. I just don't like how it was shot. You'd be surprised how much that can affect a movie. And the shaky cam and the space scenes didn't help at all. Again, it comes down to personal preference and what you like in a movie and what you don't like. But from me personally, for First Man, I will say, wait until this movie's at a discount theater, then go see it. So First Man, have you seen it? What did you think about it? And what is your favorite Damien Chazelle movie so far? Whatever it is, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.